Vlogmas Day 4. Today is going to be a work day in my life, working from home. I actually work from home every day for those of you who don't know or haven't seen some of my other work day in my life videos, but a lot of my channel does consist of work day videos, so I thought this would be a really good one to do during Vlogmas. I might do like 1 or 2 other workday videos throughout Vlogmas in addition to just this one, but I do still want to keep it like very fun and Christmassy. And I'm not gonna lie, today I'm actually feeling really stressed. For those of you who are not familiar with accounting or what a typical month looks like for accountants, a lot of accountants are very, very busy at the end of every month because that is when the month end closes and we have a lot of processes and procedures to close out the prior month. So it's actually the first week of every month that's super busy for me. So here we are, Vlogmas Day 4, super busy. It is actually day 1 of our month end close. So it is going to be an extremely busy work day. And on top of that, on the last day of November was the day after Thanksgiving, and we had a company holiday. So I actually have 1 less day than what I normally have to get started on some of these month-end close processes. And then on top of that, we've received a lot of pressure from upper management to shorten our close process by a day. So I really only have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week to get everything done. And usually in prior months, it was fine if some tasks like spilled over into day 4, but now it's really everything has to be done by the end of day 3. It's a very strict, very harsh deadline. So I am definitely feeling a little bit stressed, but you guys are helping keep me going. And of course, I have my LaCroix. It's never too early for a LaCroix. I feel like I haven't pulled out a LaCroix in a video in so long, and I used to show my LaCroix all the time, but I haven't stopped drinking them. I guess no better time to bring them back than Vlogmas. Also, while I was home for Thanksgiving, my sister got me this Vineyard Vines sweatshirt, and it is so soft and so comfy. It was part of my Christmas gift since we exchanged gifts while Garrett and I were home for Thanksgiving. Because we will not be in Pennsylvania for Christmas, we'll be in Nebraska with Garrett's family. But I just watched this sweatshirt, and it's my first time wearing it. I actually don't own anything from Vineyard Vines other than this sweatshirt, which I feel like is really crazy because my sister has a ton of Vineyard Vines. That's like her thing. But it's very cute and very soft, and I'm definitely a fan now. And I love the red and the little bows on it. It's very Christmassy and cozy, which is what I wanted for today because, like I said, I already know today is going to be a stressful work day. I'm already having a lot of anxiety around it, but my goal is to just work slow and take my time and do things just one thing at a time. And if I have to work really late, then I have to work really late. I feel like I already know I'm going to have to stay logged on late. I'm already expecting that and like mentally preparing myself for that over the next 3 days. And the good news is it is only 3 days out of every month. So if I can get through these 3 days, then we're golden until the next month. But it is definitely a very exhausting and overwhelming time for sure. But now I feel like I'm just stalling by talking and I can't put it off any longer. I do want to enjoy a few minutes to myself before I actually have to log on for work. It's 7:10 right now and I usually log on by 8. I might log on a little bit earlier, it just depends how I'm feeling. If I can muster up the strength to get logged on a few minutes early, then maybe I will. Or maybe I'll end up logging on right at 8 a.m. like I usually do. But I know one thing's for certain, and that is we cannot get started on this workday without some morning coffee. And I do need to do a little Nespresso refresh. I bought new Nespresso pods, I bought the gingerbread pods, so I'm really excited to use those. All right, enough said, let's make our morning coffee. Okay guys, I did it. I got logged on about 5 minutes before 8, so I'm calling that a win. I just sat with my morning coffee and I drank most of it and watched a little bit of YouTube this morning to kind of relax and get my mindset for this week. I am so nervous. Like, this is the most anxiety I've had in such a long time about work. Honestly, maybe since I've started, and I don't know why, but I'm going to go ahead and open my Slack and my emails. I just get so worried. I'm keeping everything on my left screen right now, so I have my laptop plugged in and then I have like this really big monitor. Unfortunately, I can't really show you guys anything on my screen just for confidentiality purposes. So I'm just gonna do my best to explain everything as I'm going through some of the processes that I typically go through. And I have an email. What is this? So the first thing that I do every morning after I get logged on is just check through my emails. I always have a ton of emails, so I just have to figure out like which ones are important, because I get a lot of junk emails or just emails that really don't pertain to me or my job. It's just like widespread accounting emails. So I'm just reading through all of those first. I'm just clicking through them actually like very quickly. Everything looks good. I did get one thing that is actually a good thing. I'm usually waiting on it until business day like 2, so usually tomorrow. And I got a copy of that invoice early, so that's a good thing. That helps me with month-end close. And I think that my goal for this morning, deep breath. Our AP closed last Friday, and that was the day that everybody had off. I did have to log on really quickly to run a report as soon as AP closes, and it's just a report that pulls in all invoices from a specific supplier that we work with. And just so that there aren't any changes in the first few days in the month of December, I have to pull that report as soon as AP closes. So everybody in the AP department did end up working on Friday. They'll probably get like another day off during the month, but I logged on very briefly on Friday to do that. And now I need to update my workbooks. So the main thing that I do during month-end close is book accrual journal entries for our professional services. So I need to run the GL detail. I need to rerun it for the month of November. The same account numbers that it always is for professional fees and contractor fees. And I need to pull in that GL detail and just copy and paste it into my file. And I need to also update my trial balances, which again is just another report. Same thing, it's just entering like the company that we're researching, the year, which is fiscal year 2025, the month that just closed, which is the month of November, and a few other details like that. And it'll produce a trial balance for us, and then I just have to copy and paste that into my files. And then once I update the GL detail and the trial balances, there's a bug in here. There's like a little gnat. Oh my goodness, okay. Sorry, I have the attention span of a squirrel sometimes. But once I update the trial balances and GL detail, then I can actually dive into the AP accrual, which a few things for that. So that is something that the AP team puts together, and it's everything that they are accruing for, all invoices that are in draft or in progress. So they're invoices that we have that just haven't been posted yet or aren't approved or paid yet. And I have to review all the invoices that fall under my accounts. And number one, make sure that the coding looks correct. Just make sure they're going to the correct account, the correct spend category and cost center, and make sure that I'm reviewing any prepaids. So any invoice that is over $10,000 that is sitting in the accounts that I review, I have to look those up in our accounting software, which is Workday, and just check to make sure that those should not be prepaids. If it is a prepaid, then I need to book a journal entry and we will exclude it from the AP accrual. Otherwise, we're fine to just let it go, let it be. And lastly, I will go through the AP accrual to see if there are any invoices that are also on my accrual files. So like I just mentioned, the main thing I do during month-end close is book accrual journal entries. So if it's something that is already in the AP accrual, then I do not have to accrue for it. So those are the three major things that I have to look for when it comes to reviewing the AP accrual. and it is a very big and tedious task. So I think my goal for today is to just get through all of that. So get through updating my files, GL detail and trial balances, and then get through reviewing the AP accrual for those 3 major categories. Those 2 things I'm hoping to get done by noon today, and then I can let my manager know that I've done my initial review. If there's anything she wants to review, then she can review it. And then I can start actually working and booking my journal entries, which is what I do for the next 2.5 days. So very exciting stuff. I know. It is a lot of work though. Like I said, I'm already kind of nervous, but we're just gonna dive into it because it's not gonna get any better just sitting and waiting around and procrastinating. I've actually already done that for the last 10 minutes. It is now 8:04, so I am going to go ahead and jump into updating my files. I just thought I would do a quick little check-in. It is about 10 a.m. right now. I don't know if I'm in a good place or not, honestly. I still feel incredibly stressed and I'm still trying to work my way through this AP accrual. It has been a little bit tough. I feel like it's just taking me so long this month. I've already found like 5 corrections that need to be made. So I went ahead and entered my comments and sent a few emails for things that I thought looked wrong and some corrections to invoices. So I don't know. I feel like that's the part that holds me up. All of the corrections, and then also I don't have everything like up front immediately. I have to wait on a lot of our suppliers before I can start booking my journal entries for accruals. That is something else that like really holds me up. That's usually something that holds me up more so during like day 2 and day 3 of close though. For day 1, I don't pay too much attention to like outstanding items or things that I'm waiting on. I just try and work with what I have, and it's usually enough to keep me like plenty busy. Because for example, I have 165 invoices to review just in the AP accrual. So it is taking me quite a long time. I really hope I can whip through this though and get through it in the next 2 hours before lunch. That was my initial goal, so I'm sticking with it. Fingers crossed it'll start going a lot faster, but we'll see. I'll keep you all posted. It is noon. It is exactly 12. I hopped up for my computer at 11:58. We got done everything that I wanted to get done, thank goodness, before noon. So I reached my goal by 2 minutes. And hopefully everything looks okay. I am going to take a quick break for lunch. I will probably just sit on my laptop and eat something while I sit at my computer. That's usually what I have to do during week 1 for accounting. Kind of unfortunate, it doesn't feel like an actual break, but that's okay. I'm just going to put on like a quick episode of Friends or something probably to watch and take my mind off of things for a little bit, have a little bit of a reset, and take a quick lunch. And then I'm going to message my manager and let her know that I made it through my initial review of the AP accrual file, and hopefully everything looks okay. If there are any corrections, then usually her or a senior accountant will let me know if there's anything else that I need to do. And so this is where I usually like to be at on the last day of the month rather than day 1. So it kind of took me like an extra half day, took that half day away from the actual month-end close processes. I still feel like I'm in a pretty good place, and I was working through some of the journal entries that I'll have to do as I was going through the AP accrual file, and I usually don't do that. I usually do like all the journal entries all at once. So I do feel like I am a little bit further along than what it feels like right now. So we are just continuing to crank through this day. I might end up making a second coffee. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I also have a little bit of a headache. So I don't know if it's because I've only had 1 cup of coffee or if it's from my first cup of coffee today. But honestly, who are we kidding? I will probably end up making a second coffee. I was just trying to give you guys some different angles here. So if you notice, the bed in the background is still not made. That is from when my mom and sister came to visit me a few weeks ago. I washed all of the sheets and I just never put them back on the bed. So if you could just ignore that, that would be wonderful. Otherwise, you guys are gonna get the same angle of me all day long. Okay, I just took a nice little break for lunch. I took like 15 minutes just to myself, and I have my MacBook here with me now. I'm probably going to play Friends in the background while I start going through these journal entries. I got a response back from somebody on the procurement team that I emailed a correction about this morning, and I'm very confused by it, so I just did a follow-up with my manager. I feel like that is the story of my life. Now that we finished step one of going through that AP accrual, I can start working on my journal entries, and this is the part of month-end close that really takes up my entire close. This is basically what I do the entire month-end close for the next 3 days or 2.5 days now, where I will be working on booking journal entries. It's going to end up being a total of about like 60-ish journal entries, so it's quite a lot. Obviously very time consuming, but I'm hoping that this month isn't too bad. It's usually a lot worse during our quarter end close, so I know come the first week of January when we're closing out December, that is going to be absolutely nuts, especially because it's not only a quarter close, but it's also year-end close, which I've never gone through a year-end close before, so that should definitely be interesting. I'm already a little nervous for that, and it's still a month away, but I should just be thankful now. It could be a lot worse. So we'll see where we end up. I'm going to dive into working on these journal entries, and I will touch base with you guys in just a little bit. Oh, I did also get a Red Bull. I have like a quarter of a Red Bull. There's like this much left, and it's just been sitting in the fridge for like 3 days. So I was like, I better drink it because it's been open for a while in our fridge. So I'm gonna finish this off, and I'm sure at some point I will still end up making a second coffee today. It is just about 2:30 now, and I worked my way through some of the accruals that I need to book. I am now working on journal entries, so I kind of go tab by tab. The spreadsheet that I work in is like our supporting documentation, so that's what I use to build the journal entries. And the really annoying and like frustrating part, and the thing that takes so long, like this probably takes me the most time, is actually putting the journal entries together and uploading the spreadsheet. So recording the journal entry is usually pretty easy, but then I have to attach the spreadsheet as supporting documentation to each journal entry that I submit. And the only really frustrating part is that the spreadsheet is so large because there are so many tabs, there's so many screenshots, there's so much supporting documentation that has to be included that I have to go in and delete the supporting documentation off of the tabs that I'm not using, so like the journal entries that I'm not currently booking, in order to make the file smaller so that I can actually upload it, which takes so long. Just downloading the file and then going through each tab, removing whatever supporting documentation I can from like other journal entries that have already been booked or that I haven't completed the work on those yet, so that I can make the spreadsheet small enough to actually upload, which is really annoying and really time consuming, and it just, I feel like, is the biggest time waster during month-end close. It's so frustrating, but there's not really anything that I can do about it, unfortunately. It just kind of is what it is. So now that I have actually put some journal entries together, I have like the supporting documentation together, I'm going to actually create the journal entries in Workday and attach the supporting documentation and then submit them for approval by my manager. I don't want to say I'm like not in good spirits right now, but I'm just so tired. Like, it's not even doing the hard work of like putting everything together. It's the really simple, mundane work of booking the actual journal entries that just wears me out. And I think it's because it is so mundane and it's so repetitive that it just makes me so tired. So I'm thinking around like 3:30, maybe in another hour or so, I might have to grab a second coffee if I don't wake up, because I feel like I am crashing hard. Okay, I'm up. I need to stretch my legs. I need a little break because I feel like my brain is absolutely fried. It is like 3:30 right now. And I do indeed want to make another coffee. I was gonna make an iced coffee, but I am so cold. I like cannot get warm. But poor Garrett, I think he has the flu. He's been so sick and he has been sweating. So he's just been breaking out in a sweat. So I'm not turning the temperature up in here. I'm just gonna freeze. It's okay. It's worth it because he is really not doing well. And I would rather make him a little bit more comfortable. So I think I'm just going to make myself another hot coffee. Okay, that just took me like 20 minutes. I don't even know what happened to that time. It is 3:50 now. I can't believe it's almost 4 p.m. But I just made my second coffee. Also, my camera battery was dying, so I had to swap that out. And I do really love this tripod that I have, but it takes me so long to like screw on my camera and unscrew it and all of that stuff when I'm trying to replace the battery. And then I started texting a few people about like wedding stuff. I'm trying to get everybody's pictures together so I can post them on mine and Garrett's wedding website. And I keep like putting wedding stuff on the back burner. Like I feel like I keep forgetting about stuff, which it's just kind of down to the nitty-gritty details now. We have basically everything planned. We have all of our vendors, all of that good stuff. I have my dress, everything important we're booked. It's just those details, like I said, like the wedding website, stuff like that. And I knew I wasn't gonna have a ton of time to work on it this week, but we did send out our save the dates, and our save the dates have our wedding website on them. And we sent them out last Wednesday, which with the holiday, I'm sure they'll get delivered maybe sometime this week, maybe even sometime next week. I have no idea. But I just wanted to make sure that our website was up to date because right now I only have a few people's pictures on there. So I kind of want that page at least to just look complete. So that's kind of a weight off of my shoulders. And now I need to jump back into work because I can't believe it's already almost 4 p.m. I do want to take a break. If I'm gonna take a break at 5 and like eat dinner and then maybe log on for like another hour later tonight, or if I should just push through and work until like 6 and then call it a night and not log back on later. I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot, all things considered, to be honest. I'm in a much better place than what I thought I was gonna be in at this time. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling optimistic. Things can always change on a whim. But as of right now, as of 3:50 on this Monday afternoon, I'm feeling pretty good. But since I did get those journal entries uploaded that I was working on, I need to jump back into the accrual file and start working on more support for the rest of the journal entries. In order for me to stay on track, I need to book probably like 5 more entries, which is like 1 entry per minute-ish. That math did not math. That is like 1 entry per 10 minutes-ish. Clearly my brain has just come to a point where it's not working anymore. So before it goes completely dead on me, I'm going to jump back into my accrual file and hopefully wrap up this workday and hopefully no surprises come my way. Fingers crossed. Let's hope I didn't just jinx it. I just logged off work for today. It is 5:40 right now, which actually is a lot earlier than what I was expecting. I was fully expecting to have to work late tonight, and I probably will tomorrow and possibly Wednesday, just depending. But I actually did everything that I could. So there's still quite a few things that I'm waiting on other people to send me, or I'm waiting on us to receive invoices. I really just did everything that I could. If I would have had some more of that information, I probably would have stayed logged on a little bit later tonight, but you know, you can only do what you can do. And I am more than happy to log off at a somewhat reasonable time. I'm also starving, so I am going to heat up some dinner. And after dinner, I have plenty of Vlogmas to edit and keep me busy. I hope you guys enjoyed this workday in my life video, and I hope you're all enjoying Vlogmas so far. That is a wrap on day 4. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.